21% growth between 2018 to 2028. So everything looked very, very rosy, and people were gung ho. But then COVID happened, right? The problem today in India is in the months of April, May, June, India not only had job losses, they also found a dip in new jobs. No new jobs were created, in addition to job losses and salary cuts. Hiring activity in India has dropped by 49%, and compared to United Kingdom, it was minus 60%. Ireland was minus almost 50%. Mexico was 61%. So that's the kind of drop happened across the globe. Despite many of them not having the kind of stringent lockdowns that we had, the drop there in the IT hiring was much higher than in India. Right? In India, nearly 19 million people have lost their jobs, salaried people. Right? This is according to the CMI data. So yes, things are happening. If you look at some of the reactions of some of the major giants, after the lockdown, which were the sectors that were affected? Aviation was badly affected. Flights were totally halted. Hospitality industry was very badly affected. All hotels were closed. No bill travel. High street retail was affected. The brick and mortar showrooms of the retail sector was very badly affected. Everything was closed for 60 days. Travel and tourism was totally affected. So these were the industries which were very highly impacted. So is it so bad in all the sectors? Across the sectors? I would say no. The positive side of it is, if you see Y2K was something that happened, when we moved from 1999 to 2000. IT industry really, had a major slump, but that gave a big boost to the IT industry in India. All over the world, people were literally worried, but Indian IT industry took advantage of the situation. It gave a big boost to the IT industry in India. Within IT, there are some subsegments where growth has been experienced. Where, like for example, public cloud services, right, which falls within IT categories. Then there's been good growth in in this particular segment, in the IT segment, within the IT segment. Cloud-based telephony, then the messaging as well as cloud-based conferencing, business like the Zooms, what we're doing right now. There's a good heavy growth, that is what was seen in cloud-based conferencing business during the lockdown. From April to June, there has been an increase of anywhere between 10 to 50% in offtakes on online business. So when investments and growths are happening in these sectors, that means there are more job opportunities. So this is the positive side of the whole thing. We saw 19 million jobs being lost. At the same time, we're also seeing within the segment, some subsegments where growth is happening. So there has been a flight to digital. Though we lost 122 million jobs, almost 91 million jobs resurfaced in May and June. So industry data is showing that almost 30 million net number of jobs that have been lost since April 20, they're again able to regain most of it. Most of the countries, across the Western world, where probably they've peaked much earlier than India, and the recovery path is already set in most of these countries, the pattern that is emerging is that of a swoosh, where it reflects a sudden fall and then a quick partial recovery, but a slower path to a full recovery. So that's the path that most of the economies are seeing in most of these Western countries. And it is expected a similar kind of thing will happen in India also. During this period, particularly during April, May, June period, there has been a major shift in the consumer behavior. Right? People who were spending money earlier, particularly the young generation, who were more instinctive in their purchases, right, have become very frugal. They are now looking at value and only essentials. Is this important? Do I need it? I'll buy it. Otherwise, no. Like we discussed, that there is acute shortage of money in the economy to revolve, to bring up the economy. Even if money is given, pumped into the economy, I'm sure people will tend to save than spend. That has become the tendency, the natural behavior of humans today. Studies say that by 2021, staffing revenue is expected to increase in all countries, with India and China showing the fastest growth of almost 20% under the base case situation, expecting that the pandemic will be solved. We are now controlling ourselves from going out because of fear and probably doing a lot of these things online. But tomorrow when things open up, I'm sure people will again get back to the normal, but will it come to the similar situation that was there in 2019 or not is something that we'll have to watch. There will be a point when it has to be contained, and then things will have to move back to near normal, what we saw in 2019.